What is up, world? Welcome back to another episode of Clark Reviews. It's your boy Donovan. So I haven't made a video in a long time. I think my last video was where I reviewed the Dune Part 2 movie. People came at me hard on the comments about that because I didn't know what the hype was about. Here I am with another movie review, a day late and a dollar short. Yes, I know it came out last Friday. People have had plenty of time to see it, so there will be spoilers in this review of this movie. Um, so where do I start? I would say that I had more fun and was entertained more in Godzilla vs Kong. I think it was probably because you couldn't reenact or relive or revalue the initial reaction and battle between Godzilla and Kong. Those two iconic characters on screen was just, you had to be there. In this movie, it's a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's action packed. It is fun. A lot of people are complaining about the plot, and like I said last time, I don't know if you've ever seen a Godzilla movie, but the plot is usually thin, especially with the human characters. But specifically for this movie, I would say Kong's journey, without words and dialogue, is a better story than the human plot that was paralleled with it, right? You've seen Kong's journey through the Hollow Earth, trying to find people like him, trying to find apes like him, and they used the humans to kind of parallel and tell the story or give you some background on what's going on. The human stuff, there was some silly stuff in it. Just the kind of the way everything played out, some of the dialogue, some of the reasoning was like, okay, y'all, where you get that from? You're just kind of pulling that shit out of thin air. But Kong's journey was better because they kind of flashed back and forth until they met up in the third act of the movie. And the third act of the movie is action packed. I'm Team Godzilla, and Godzilla in this movie, whereas Kong, he gets to kind of be the reputation for like the human emotion and character. He has more personality. Godzilla is just a force of nature. He is this wrecking shop. I just don't know why. Even in Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, every time Godzilla comes in a scene, he has to roar. Why does he have to roar? Literally every time he wakes up, it's like his yawn. He's roaring every time. But somebody said he's a sleeping, like a big sleeping angry baby or something like that, or is angry sleeping or something. This basically said Godzilla's always angry, which in this movie, he's always angry. Literally, it's like as a parent when you're trying to put your kids to bed and they wake up and then you gotta bring down punishment on them. It's like that. Every Titan that woke up, Godzilla was hunting them down to punish them, or he was just seeking people out, or seeking other Titans out just to kill them and get more power. The couple of battles you've seen, so one you've seen in the trailer was Celia, the like crab Titan, and then he also fights Tiamat. In the graphic novel leading up to it, his fight with Tiamat was a little bit tougher. This one, it wasn't. His atomic breath is the X factor, the silver bullet in every encounter. Like if he starts getting overwhelmed, atomic breath, atomic breath. It just levels the playing field immediately or gives him an advantage. But I mean, it was a fun movie. I'm not gonna hate on it. Like there were scenes like when it was all of a sudden there's Iwi people as you seen in the Hollow Earth. There was like a legacy or a prophecy that Iwi from Skull Island is gonna bring back Mothra. Mothra was in it, And I get it what they do with the little girl. The little girl's kind of the vessel for Mothra, and they use her as a mediator to try to communicate with the monsters. Kind of like I think in the old Godzilla movies where they use those two twins that were singing to communicate with Mothra. That's kind of what it like is here with the little girl. But the human cast was cool. The acting was, like they say, Brian Tyree Henry and the dude that plays Trapper, their banter and interactions were good. the woman that's the doctor, she played a good role, but it's like, you know, they go to the Hollow Earth, and she's like, "Well, I gotta go down there because one of the stations got busted up." Hey, why would you send your lead scientist down there? You could send a team down there to figure it out. And then she takes her daughter because she's getting psychic signals from the Hollow Earth. Had to be psychic signals, not nothing. There's no other scientific terms or force we could use. It had to be psychic. Scar King was cool. He was evil. He looked scraggly, and his demeanor was very imposing and wicked. But at the end of the day, he was kind of like, he bullied his way to the top because all the apes were fearful of him, and he could squabble a little bit, but he was a bully. Like, he had a weapon, then he had an attack dog. That's pretty much what Shimo was, an attack dog at the end of the day. And Godzilla was banging with him, like, as much as but I was disappointed with Scar King being a bully because, like, he could hold his own to an extent. Shimo was, you know, he had her controlling her with like this crystal, and you know, but her and Godzilla or him and Godzilla were going at it. But at the end of the movie, it was like he was like a dog. Like, Kong was petting him, like, "Hey, good boy, thanks for bringing me back here." Because Kong ends up being the leader, of course, at the end when he finds the other apes, and he's gonna try to lead him to prosperity. But he was kind of basically just like a big bully, and Shimo was a dog, and that was a little disappointing. But at the end of the day, like my younger brother said, who cares about the plot? I just want to see these niggas banging. And there was a lot of banging in here. So, and it had a pretty good opening weekend. So they're already talking about maybe a threequel. So, but maybe more focus on Godzilla, but what we need. And I'm sure there's stuff I'm leaving out there. Oh, before I forget, they talked about in the movie how Godzilla drove the apes down and locked them in a fiery, you know, pit, and Scar King, you know, they almost took Godzilla out, but he trapped them, and Scar King was the Forsaken King or something, or False King. And they talked about a little bit how he had animosity for Godzilla, but him and Godzilla only had like one exchange. And if he was so vengeful against Godzilla, I would have liked to see them interact, fight more, or you see him display his animosity toward Godzilla. Like, he would, instead of focusing on Kong, he would focus on Godzilla more because that's the one that trapped him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I will give Godzilla Kong: The New Empire a B plus. Not as good as Godzilla vs. Kong. You know, like I said, the plot with Kong was better than with the people, but the action saved it. It was action packed, and I thought the CGI was good. So B plus. I know I'm late. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, if you agree or disagree. Let me know if I missed anything or something I didn't interpret correctly, or maybe I just didn't notice it. While you're here, like, share, and subscribe to your boy's channel. Until next time, y'all take it easy. Game recognized game. Peace.